What have I always been saying about Bucket and Skinner in the past? That the show rips off other shows, especially from Dan Schneider. In case you didn't realize, this is not a Dan Schneider show. Anyway, it got to the point that I had to make a list of all the ripoffs I saw in tonight's episode, so I'd remember them all. I was planning to do this review along with my reviews for tomorrow's new episodes of iCarly and Victorious, but there is so much to say about this show that it's enough for a review of its own. I am officially retitling this show for the purpose of my review. I am now going to refer to this as ripoffs. It is the ripoff show. Okay, so where to begin? Well, knowing in advance that the show or the episode was a babysitting themed episode, reason enough already to have low expectations for it. I mean, tragic babysitting theme, far from anything original. Now, the episode was titled Epic Babysitting, and in case you haven't noticed, this show has a gimmick of titling all its episodes with the word epic in the title, just like Big Time Rush uses big time in all its episode titles, and iCarly uses the lowercase I. But to get on tangent, the episode was titled Epic Babysitting. Now, the official title of the series is Bucket and Skinner's Epic Adventures. Now, wasn't there a movie in the 80s called Adventures in Babysitting? Yes, there was. In fact, they recently showed the movie on Nickelodeon. Wow! Okay. About the character Aloe. Characters he can be compared to. Obviously, you may have noticed Logan Reese. Big muscles, big head, living nothing but a pampered life. I also drew the analogy with Trina on Victorious. Big head, no talent. What do they... Now, the one thing that both Aloe and Trina have in common, is they're big-headed characters, which is fine, but both of these shows are taking it way over the top. Just going way over the top with this kind of character. I mean, I like Daniela Monet, I like Glenn McGwen, great actors, but I'm getting annoyed with their characters. And, what character does Piper remind you of? Or is it Pepper? I'm not sure. I was corrected one time. Piper, Palin, I don't know. Actually, I think it's Pepper. I'll say Pepper. What? Okay. But anyhow, who does she remind you of? Yeah! Megan Parker from Drake and Josh. All these traps, these clever schemes. You know, it was interesting of how the B plot was like a reverse on the main plot. In the main plot, the bad guy, Pepper, lost. In the end, lost at her own game, while in the subplot, it was the bad guy who in the end got the last laugh. So, she sends them on a scavenger hunt to find the tickets. And what did that remind you of? Yeah. Spring Breakup, Zoey 101. Some other things it reminded me of. First of all, Carmen Sandiego. The clever crook who has fun by leaving clues for the detectives chasing her. And I recall an episode of The Incredible Hulk, and I'm not talking about that recent postmodern cheap imitation of The Incredible Hulk. I'm talking about the original, where Bill Bixby turns into Lou Ferrigno. There was one episode where Banner encounters this guy who turns out to be a manhunter. And he sets all these traps trying to kill him. And in trying to escape, he gives him this opportunity by leaving all these tape recorders, giving him clues as to how to find his way out. Like to look in a chess set or to look in a book. Okay, so obviously every Bucket and Skinner episode, I'm going to be making a list of all the ripoffs I can find. But that's not to take away from the fact that it is a funny show. If any show can give me a good laugh, it's that one. And the actors are all very good. But it's not something I would watch Nickelodeon just for the sake of that. But it's a good show. It's entertaining. Good actors, no complaints. So let it run its course.